Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about someone who's probably known as the biggest coward from the Harry Potter series, and that is of course Peter Pettigrew. It's definitely no secret that this guy caused a lot of damage purely out of wanting to guarantee his own safety. We've all had the discussions about whether Gryffindor was the right house for him, or how did he even become associated with James, Sirius and Remus, three of the most gifted wizards for their ages. However, something that I don't think comes up very often is how powerful Peter was, or how dangerous he was, because believe me when I say, he was both. In fact, he was probably the most dangerous wizard out of the four Marauders, and here's why. Guys, before we start, I'd like to talk about today's sponsor, Surfshark. This company have continued to sponsor me throughout these difficult times, so I'd be very appreciative if you kept watching and hear what I've got to say, as this product is really beneficial for you all. Surfshark offer you an incredibly powerful VPN to protect your internet privacy. In today's computer age, hackers are constantly trying to gain access to your bank account details, your social media passwords, and access to your personal information, amongst many other things. This can all be prevented when browsing under Surfshark's protection. Not only does it protect your privacy, it also offers you a lot more. Different countries have different viewing restrictions on what content can be viewed. Therefore, by logging into a VPN based in another country, you can gain access to that content that may be blocked in the country that you live in. For example, I've always used the Australia VPN, but it's recently come to my attention that you can gain access to the Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald movie on Netflix by using the Indian VPN, which is pretty cool. As I've mentioned, Surfshark have been sponsoring this channel for over a year, and they've given some great deals in the past, but this one is by far the best. If you join Surfshark today, you'll get 84% off, 4 months extra free. You'll also be able to use Surfshark on as many devices as you like, there's no limit, and finally, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Basically, if you're not happy, if you're not satisfied, then your money will be returned. It's a no-brainer, guys. So sign up to Surfshark right now by clicking the link in the description below. So I said in the intro that Wormtail was the most dangerous Marauder. He was also extremely powerful. I think both of those observations are clouded by just how much of a coward he truly was, but what I want to do today is highlight just how dangerous and just how powerful, and how nobody's seen his betrayal coming. Now, Peter was never a leader, nor did he ever want to be. He always wanted to be protected, and only when he knew he was safe would he then participate in any risky involvement. With Peter, his own life always came before anything else. It's probably the only similarity he shared with Voldemort, that they were both terrified of death. Peter was also afraid of being hurt or harmed in any way, which is why I think he attached himself to the Marauders early on. I don't believe they'd have openly welcomed him into their group either. I genuinely believe it was a case of him hero worshipping James and following him around everywhere. As we all know, James Potter did have an arrogance about him in his youth, so I'd say that Peter feeding his ego may have prompted him to be quite tolerant of being followed around daily. He also may have felt sorry for Peter. That's how I think they became friends anyway. So, how does Wormtail go from being the annoying tag-along to becoming the most dangerous and powerful Marauder? Well, as you can imagine, it's quite a journey, but the most important thing to know is that Peter absorbed everything that he learned from James, Sirius and Remus. Just because he was afraid to put himself in danger didn't mean that he couldn't defend himself. He actually became a very good duelist, mostly because he was forced to duel by his friends as they all wanted to better themselves. He learned various spells, hexes and jinxes. He became more and more confident with a wand, but still always feared for his safety. He loved the Marauders because they were always the winning team, the winning side. He even showed his dedication on following through on improving his magic when he learned how to become an animagus, a long, vigorous process that requires holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for 30 days, without ever spitting it out. Can you imagine the texture of the leaf after a month of being in your mouth? Having to eat with it in your mouth, sleep with it in your mouth, it's definitely a challenge. I've said in your mouth far too much, but anyway, he played an integral part in the creation of the Marauder's map, using his animagus form of a rat to slip through the cracks and crevices of the rooms that they would not have regular access to, like teachers' offices and the room of requirement, for example. That was something that Peter regularly liked to remind the others of. As I said, he listened and absorbed everything, and by the time he graduated Hogwarts, he was a highly skilled wizard. The danger with Peter was that he was far too self-centered to be relied upon, something that his friends did not foresee. He joined the Order of the Phoenix thinking he was protected within a large group of powerful wizards. That was until he seen how powerful Voldemort was. This terrified and excited him. Now, in the early days of Voldemort's emergence onto the scene, people joined him out of the sheer desire for change, and for those reasons it could be almost respected that wizards wanted their voices to be heard. Not all supporters of the Dark Lord were nasty, psychopathic murderers. It was only as his campaign grew did the truth behind his campaign really come to light. For Wormtail, it wasn't anything like that. Basically, he didn't want to be in the path of an immensely powerful dark wizard who had shown time and time again that he was pretty much undefeatable. He knew that if he joined him and acted as a double agent, he would be secure and protected as he'd be on the winning side. That's all Peter cared about, being on the winning side. He showed little signs of guilt in his double agent role, reporting everything back to Voldemort, divulging the secret plans of the Order, and almost single-handedly being responsible for them being cut off at every advantage point. Peter Pettigrew was so desperate to remain alive, and someone that desperate is extremely dangerous. And just when you think he'd have done enough, he went one step too far when he put his friends in harm's way. This man single-handedly gave his friends up to Voldemort, knowing that they would be killed, knowing that their newborn son, who he had met several times, would be killed, and therefore properly secure Voldemort's victory. Add that to the secrets he'd shared previously about the Order, and it's safe to say he'd landed the heaviest blow out of anyone, and nobody, not one person, seen it coming. Quiet, timid little Peter Pettigrew, who worshipped his friends, had just spat on years of friendship, trust and togetherness that they had all built together. He continued his devastating attack when he killed 12 muggles with an explosion spell, cut off his own finger and framed Sirius Black, his other closest friend, for murder. As we all know, Sirius spent the next 12 years of his life in Azkaban for a crime he did not commit. Remus then disappeared into exile. The Marauders had been destroyed by their weakest, most feeble member, apparently. Peter continued to show his skill and power when he came out of hiding in order to rejoin Voldemort. He kept his master alive for months by milking Nagini and collecting unicorn blood by any means in order to help sustain the rudimentary body created by Voldemort, something that Peter also played a crucial part in constructing. He also killed Cedric Diggory without hesitation, albeit on Voldemort's orders. And remember, the killing curse only works if you willingly want the person to die. He also arranged a rebirth ritual in the graveyard. He cut off his own hand willingly and completed the ritual for Voldemort to be reborn. Even though it was through Voldemort's guidance, Wormtail was clever and skillful enough for Voldemort to rely on, and I think there's enough evidence to show that this wizard did a lot of damage for someone that many considered weak and a waste of talent. He only ever felt remorse twice. Once after giving James and Lily up. We've seen that in Lily Potter's letter to Sirius Black when she mentioned that Wormy seemed down on his last visit. The remorse he felt after Harry reminded him of what he had done ended up actually costing him his life, and rightly so, as the silver hand given to him by Voldemort recognised his guilt as a betrayal. Despite Harry and Ron's efforts, the hand strangled Wormtail, killing him. So guys, with that being said, that is my video on why Peter Pettigrew, aka Wormtail, is the most dangerous Marauder. If you have anything to add, then please do so in the comment section below. But as always, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Everyone, notifications of uploads are more important than ever. So please, if you haven't already, turn those notifications on to make sure you're notified the moment my video goes live. Making videos is what I love to do. It's my dream and my passion. However, it does cost time and money to produce this content. So if you have $1 to spare to support me on Patreon in exchange for some exclusive unseen content, then you can click the Patreon link below or at the end of this video. Please only support me if you can afford it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at InstaDeanJ and on Twitter at PotterFolklore. Check out my other videos appearing on screen, and please make sure, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again everyone, and please have a great day.